What up, team? Back again here with another episode of Apex Seals and Tyre Squeels. Today it's just me, myself and I as my two side bitches. I haven't seen them in a wee while now, so we're just going to get this started without them. It's just going to be a one man's opinion really, isn't it? Alright, just a bit of backstory first. The reason why I'm showing you these is because Project Fap Wagon. I've been waiting quite a few months now for the welder to come back, which was loaned out to a family friend. You know, family friend, not a problem. Oh, you know, I'll have it back by the end of the weekend. You know, sweet as. Nice guy and everything, but I haven't seen it since. So, there's been zero progress on there. But one thing I would like to do is do an RX4 front conversion. And this is the only one I've really found. I mean, I don't like stealing, borrowing, using other people's images, so you know I'm going to blur out their details and things like that, but this is the kind of front clip that I wouldn't mind. I once did a job with one of my old bosses. Well, it wasn't a job actually. I was helping him. He bought he was into his hot rods and things like that, and he got onto a really good thing. This guy had cars up on a hill just literally dumped there, and I can't remember for the life of me if it was an RX4 or RX3 station wagon. And I tried to buy it off him. It was no wheels. The chassis was sitting on the dirt, but it wasn't damp or anything like that. It probably had been, obviously. But, yeah, I asked to try and buy it off him. He goes, "What do you want it for?" And I said, you know, I just want to rebuild it and that. And he never let me get it. So, this is quite a long time ago. And then I went back and I asked if I could... No, let me rephrase that. I went back a few years later... quite a few years later, after obviously when I bought Project Fap Wagon, and this younger woman answered the door because there was an elderly gentleman back when I first turned up there, and I said, you know, there's some cars up on the hills there, the owner used to live here. She said, yeah, she bought the house because I think the old guy went into a home or something like that, and if you remember, well, not if you remember, if you don't know, there was a fire up on these hills a few years prior to that, and apparently there was an auction which I never heard about, so either the RX3 or 4 wagon that was up there either got sold or it got destroyed in the fire, which is a bit of a shame. But if I could ever find a front end, I would love to put one on, but it's really hard to find. Even if I could find one that's full of rust or even fiberglass, that would be enough for me to get it going. But at the same time, I don't really feel like putting a rotary in Project Fap Wagon, so yeah, I kind of feel as though I should only put the RX4 front end on if it's going to be a rotary. But you know, we'll see what happens. Right now, my opinion is that rotaries are they're overpriced, they're overhyped. Don't get me wrong, I quite like them as an engine, but people think they're worth silly money, and right now, I'm not going to put a rotary into it, or not planning on putting a rotary in it. I just want to get it up and running. I am kind of thinking I may go for a MX-5 engine, possibly with supercharger, but that's a long way down the track. Right, the next photo here, a car guy looking at Supras, RX-7s, Evos and GTRs. But here he is with the family car, which is an SUV, and hands full of bills and shit wages. Yes, you can tell that I have played with this photo with my top-notch Microsoft Paint skills, and that pretty reflects my life with my job. Obviously, I can't afford any of these cars with or without my job, but like I said, this is my life, and I don't even have a family car. This one here is an image that I took in a car park. And I don't think it's very legal here, no matter what it's made out of, but this Toyota is clearly horny. Mind you, with the way cyclists are in the city, I think everyone should have a pair of these on their front bumper, but again, that's just my opinion. Lately, I've been driving the truck for work, and I have friends that are truck drivers, and they're like, you won't believe how bad car drivers are. And then, you know, car drivers like myself, you know, I've seen some terrible things with trucks. I do have a story about a truck driver I once chased, but that's for another time. But I was driving the truck from one side of town to the other, and going through a area of town which shouldn't have any cyclists, because surely they should have been at work. I used to live around this area too, and they are bad. I mean, is it a cycle lane or a cycle line? Because every time you go through this area of town, they're just... I'm pretty sure they don't know the road rules, and it's just as well they don't have number plates. Although, like, chasing number plates is not as easy as it sounds unless you've got someone in the know. Not that I'm suggesting you should do that, of course. But... And here's another photo taken straight from the same parking building. Now, what's wrong with it? If you haven't noticed it straight away, you see there is a parking spot specifically for motorcycles. You could probably fit, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6, and there's just a little scooter there. But if you look just behind it, there is a motorcyclist taking up a whole car park with a single motorcycle. Well done. I mean, I don't have anything against motorcyclists as much as I do with normal, regular cyclists, but just, what are you thinking? I shouldn't even have to ask. I mean, the mind boggles when you see people like this. This is why I have no faith in humanity. And here is another classic one I've taken from my trips around everywhere. Someone clearly doesn't know how to park. I shouldn't pick on it too much because you don't know that maybe there was someone poorly parked before that person got there. But I think they're going to have a hard time getting into their car parking like that, personally. But hey, at least it's not me. Boys can understand all these gauges, but not their women. And someone posted, but they actually tell us what's wrong. That man has won the internet for today. I mean, if women don't have gauges, but they tell you things as much as these gauges tell you without actually telling you what's wrong. It's probably a really bad analogy. Well, but we get the picture, don't we? Now this one here is a bit of a travesty. Although I do like the roundness of the front end, but the headlights are so extreme. I actually thought it was a Mercedes at the very start. But I mean, how could you do that to a baddie? I mean, I'm a bit of a purist with most cars. Like, if I had a body and an engine that one was a Toyota, one was a Nissan, I wouldn't do it unless I didn't have any like money or a choice or of any other ways or means. I'm a bit of a purist. But this I will give people credit where credit is due. It is different. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. I don't know. It's like one of those magic eye puzzles, I think. Here we have a Chevy kit set. I don't know if it's steel or fiberglass. I don't know. I kind of hope it's either. I kind of hope it's fiberglass because, I can work with fiberglass easy enough. But I kind of hope that's steel because... I don't know. I just hope that it can be resurrected. I know it's like, obviously it's not one that's been found in the scrapyard. But I don't know. I would be pleasantly happy to have a parcel that big turn up, no matter what was inside or what was made out of, actually. But that's pretty damn cool. This is just a really cool picture because so many of your boys turn up and help you do car stuff. It's a really old one, which is fine. But I don't have that many friends that would be keen to help me do that. In fact, I'm not trying to shit on my friends. I'm just saying that my friends have different tastes and different interests, which is fine by me. But it would be cool to have that many friends that keen to help you out. But of course, if I was doing it, there'd be beers and a barbecue afterwards. Well, I don't have money, so of course I'm going to shout my boys. So here's just a doodle I did. I've actually been trying to make like T-shirts. Well, no, let me rephrase it. I've been trying to do designs for T-shirts, kind of based on this gentleman here. But here I was, bored at work, not getting paid much, as usual. But he may be a gentleman, but he also has a... I was going to say bolt-on or clip-on, I can't remember. Quick-release steering wheel and a martini and monocle. And he has no pants on. Right, this next part here, okay, this is going to be a two-parter. I'm going to show a bit of a video of a screen capture video of this Honda Civic I had been bidding on. And for anyone out there that knows, I've been wanting one of these bubble butt Series 1 Honda Civics. And I didn't go through all the photos. So, because they've taken, you can see on the screen there's 2 photos of 2 wheels. They've actually taken a photo of each individual wheel. And this reserve of $2,500 was 2 days after I started bidding on it. But then, I can't remember how this goes. We'll just have to, excuse me a second. Yeah, as the screenshot continues, you see how good the interior is, and I can't actually see any bubbles of rust or anything on the exterior. I didn't realise the interior would actually look that good. So I kind of, now that I've seen the interior, I expect the money to go up. But I would pay $2,500 for it, but I wouldn't pay any more. And these people, like, if I can find the images, I'll post them up. There's like someone that's been trying to sell one for $7,000, who's probably in a similar condition to this actually. But the one that drives me mental, and I swear it's like $13,000, and it's been garaged and is immaculate. But the problem is Hondas are not really popular in New Zealand, and I don't care how old it is. They're not in a high demand. Actually, while we're at it, I'm going to do another screenshot. I'm doing this as I speak, because we're going to get a live reaction of where the bidding is up to right now. That one was Sunday, and today is... That was 4 days ago, so we're going to do a live one now, a live reaction. So I'm going to have the screen black here because you don't really want to see what's going on in the background. And boom! Oh, okay, we're up to $2,600. It finishes on Monday. If I had the money, I probably would, but I don't really think that'd be worth a lot more than that. Like I said, I'm really trying to find one of these Hondas, definitely for a lot cheaper. I don't mind a bit of work that needs to do on it. I don't mind doing a bit of work that needs doing on it, a bit of rust repair, because I definitely think I might pimp it out. Don't ask me what, because I haven't actually 100% decided yet. But yeah, I am keen, but just finding the right one. One thing my old man always taught me was that, don't be afraid to turn one down, because a better one is always out there. But I guess that's like the saying, if you lose something, it's the last place that you look. I mean, it's a bit of a cop-out, but it's true. Alright. And what's the last one we got for today? Oh, yes, this annoys me a wee bit here. Here's another screenshot going on. So, I went on Instagram, and I was on a wrestling site there. And then I looked at my own Instagram site, Ziptie Designs. And I see Ziptie Nation for Ziptie Nation. And there's a guy who's pretty much got the exact same name as me without the S. Ziptie Design. And we press play on while I'm trying to view this. And, oh, okay, it's cool. There's drifting, there's images. Hey, don't get me wrong, I think the person's done really well to get out there and get these images, unless he's been taking them off other people from Instagram or the internet, wherever. But I think that's a bit cheeky, really. Not that I've had a lot of views and hits on mine compared to him. But, yeah, I think I've said it on my Instagram there that, if you use other people's content, me personally, I think that's fine, unless you add to it or improve on it. Other than that, you're a leech. Because I find with the way social media and YouTube, especially YouTube today, people don't really add any value to it, but yet they still get more attention, more clout, more everything than what the original person deserves or gets, is probably the best way to put it. Anyway, that's enough for this round. Please check out the rest of our podcast. Fingers crossed I'll get my side bitches back here soon enough, and we get more of an opinion than just one man looking at photos on the computer. Alrighty, cheers.